YouTube. You're probably wondering what this new environment is, but I'm sorry, there is no gym vlog for today. I apologize. I'll definitely have one up for you guys the next time I upload. I promise you that. But yeah, I actually have a decent mic now, and so I thought, why not to use this to make a reaction video. I'm gonna be reacting to Jubilee's Spectrum video with bodybuilders. I don't care if it's an old video, I wanted to react to it for quite a bit. I think some of my thoughts are relevant and I want to share them with you. But yeah, we'll react to it, we'll give my thoughts, react to it and everything, and have some tea. So let's get right into it.
Well, I think there's some people that are fat and they love it.
No, that's
and
proud
they're
to be who they are.
Yeah,
that's proud
I think
of their body.
You shouldn't be proud of being that overweight.
Well, why not?
So these are just bodybuilders, not powerlifters, thank God.
I think we should do a hot take.
Yes, let's get spicy.
What's a hot take again?
Audience submitted question or prompt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's such thing as being too jacked.
I mean, you can never be too big, man.
You can never be too big, bro. Like,
never be
you
too
can
big.
switch too. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, you can never be too big. There probably is like a certain limit where you are too big or you just don't look good, even if you're super shredded. Or yeah, personally for me, I don't think you can be too jacked. I obviously, even though I am bigger than what I used to look like in the past, I think I can go bigger, and I want to go bigger because, I mean, you know, why not? You know, once you reach a goal, once you kind of attain the physique that you want, I think your mindset kind of goes, I think I can do better than this, or I could have put in a little bit more effort, so I'm gonna do better next time. For certain people, they kind of stay at a certain physique, they try to maintain it. Me personally, I just kind of want to be as big as possible. So yeah.
I am big compared to what I used to be, but not enough to what I want to be.
Yeah, you're gonna want more.
You'll
But I
never
know
be
that I'm not
satisfied.
satisfied right now.
Yeah,
You'll never be satisfied. People do take it to an extreme, like the people that injected their arms with like
Syntho oil.
that, and then like
Yeah.
the guy's bicep busted open, like crazy things like that.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's extreme.
That's
And
different.
you know, and they can't, you know, wipe their butt on the toilet. Like that's another form of body dysmorphia. You feel like you're never big enough.
I don't think so. Bodybuilding is the extreme. There's nothing wrong. It's never gonna be too much. I would be considered one of the larger ones, and I don't think I'm larger at all. I can get much bigger.
Yeah, I feel like that's another thing, body dysmorphia and like professional bodybuilding. Sometimes, I know my friends are watching this, they're subscribed. My friends tell me, oh my gosh, Lucas, you're so huge, you're so handsome. And I guess there's probably some truth to that, but honestly, deep down, I just don't think I pay attention to it much or care about it that much. I just think I'm really small and I just always want to be bigger, because I myself am never really satisfied with my physique. And I mean, I'm not the first one to admit that I might have some sort of body dysmorphia, like when I don't go to the gym at least like 3 days a week, I sometimes like stress out I don't like freak out, but like I just feel bad and really low when I haven't been to the gym that day. So yeah, that's another thing.
Male bodybuilders have small penises.
I I'm excited to hear this
So,
explanation.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start this off. I'm speaking as far as myself, that's a disagree, but as far as other bodybuilders, I can't speak for them.
I've never dated a bodybuilder, so I have never seen the goods of a male bodybuilder.
Hey, if you're a guy and you're backstage getting a tan, you know, bodybuilders have to put a sock on.
Of course, you're gonna look around, you know.
That sock is full, it must mean something.
I'm not even gonna talk about this. You should probably already know my answer to this, so we're just gonna move on to the next question.
I build my body to get girls or guys.
Oh,
I love you, Daniel.
Sorry, I mean, I'm being brutally honest right here. I was always the skinny kid. So in the beginning was that, but now I have a girlfriend, so no, that's not the point anymore.
Lucky bastard. If you are, this is like a legit truth. If you're a dude who goes to the gym and you look good, just be prepared to be single and sad the rest of your life, because you'll never get a girlfriend. You're just gonna get compliments from guys at the gym and everything. So yeah. Okay, even though that's like an exaggeration, I'm probably like 75-80% correct on that. All you're really gonna get from the gym is just some compliments from the other gym bros. That's probably like all you're gonna get. You're just gonna make some more gym friends and get compliments and everything. No girl is ever gonna come up to you and ask you out, ask you for their number or whatever the fuck they do. Yeah, because I've been working out for close to a year and I have not had anything like that happen to me, and I don't expect it to in the near or far future.
I think I bodybuild because I want to scare him away.
So I just wanted to ask a question. It was because
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you work out. You know, when you get more muscle and everything, it honestly just scares girls away. So yeah.
the girls liked you regardless of the body or not, right? Because girls don't care about muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
But they really.
I personally think that girls like dad bods more than fit guys.
Exactly.
fact. A lot of bodybuilders, they get more compliments than guys than girls. It's because it's a turn off for a lot of girls. They think, you know, when a guy is too big or too shredded or too vascular, it kind of looks freaky or scary to them.
I care.
Yeah, and like honestly, I never understood that, you know, when I was like a fucking stupid toddler, I always saw like superheroes, like they were super muscular and shredded and had huge muscles, and like in pop culture, those types of people get girls, but like in the real world, I just never seen that happen. I mean, that's probably because it's never happened to me, but you know, yeah, that's just the reality of it, and I don't understand it.
I care. I watched my man go from being 160 pounds to over 200 pounds, pure solid muscle, and like my physical attraction just went, oh my God, look at you. You're like 2 feet wide. This is amazing.
Wow.
I like them dad bods, I'm sorry.
Here's the next prompt. I look down on people who
Okay, so
are out of
these are
shape.
real questions.
3, 2, 1, go.
I would never judge a person for being out of shape. It's just for me, I started off in the military, and then when you become a mom, you know, it's a slippery slope to getting fat and to getting chubby and getting that mom body. And so I know how it is to be out of shape, and I know that that needs a lot of tender love and care and nurturing to get yourself out of that mode of not being fit again. I mean, people know when they're out of shape. They don't need to be told. They need to be loved and nurtured to do the right things.
I was bullied in high school. I was a 190-pound freshman. I didn't even speak English. I moved here as an immigrant. I didn't like how I looked. You know, I was made fun of in PE, and that was up to me to change that. So you can do it. You're just choosing not to it.
So you're basically talking about specifically if someone says they want something, but they don't challenge themselves, they don't try. Those are the ones that you're like, oh, I'm upset with you.
Kinda, yeah. If I see someone that's just playing video games all day, eating potato chips and not doing anything else in their life, I'm like, all right, you know, you could be doing something else for your health. We all should be productive in a certain type of way.
Yeah, yeah. I do not look down on people who are out of shape, but because I've definitely have friends that have higher body fat and everything, but honestly, if there's anyone that's like, you know, heavier or whatever, all I want for them is just to work for themselves and make a better version for themselves, you know. Just like why are you playing video games all the time? Why are you eating not healthy, not nutritious food? Just go for a walk, just like lift some weights for a little bit, just like take those small steps and then gradually challenge yourself more and more, and then just get more fit. And, you know, just basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't really look down on people, but I do want them to work for themselves to create a better version of themselves so that they can live a long and happy life.
But they're the ones that are gonna make the most gains. You make the little steps, you walk every day, you change your diet, you lift more. I wouldn't want to be discouraging to those people because...
Not at all, not discouraging, motivating them, you know, like
exactly.
I would want them to do something good for themselves, you know, obviously, yeah.
You should not be proud to be fat. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, when people hear the word fat, it has such a negative connotation to it. When, like, why?
Well, I'll tell you why. I wonder why fat sounds so bad. Well, you know, it's tied to diabetes, you know, obesity, you know, shorter, worse lifespan overall, you know, heart disease, you know, just like all that bad stuff. I mean, if you have really high body fat and you're obese, and, you know, that can legitimately be like fatal, that's just, you know, not good.
I don't think fat is necessarily a bad thing. Like, being unhealthy is a bad thing, but there's a lot of
pride.
Fat is unhealthy though.
We're talking about pride.
Of being
There's a
proud of
difference
being
between
that size.
being accepting of yourself as fat and being proud to be fat.
You should love yourself in all forms, but you shouldn't be proud of being that overweight and unhealthy and...
It's nothing
why
to be proud
not?
of.
Yeah, it's not something
really
to be
nothing
proud
to be proud of.
It's something to accept and love yourself for and not beat on yourself for.
I think
but
you
it's
can
not
be
something...
proud of it. There's some people that are fat or overweight and they love it.
No, that's
and
proud
they're
to be who they are. That's proud of their body. Like, oh, look how much I can eat. Oh, I can put my fat on top of a car. Now, this coming up on the layers that I'm growing and that is accumulating on my body that's causing me to have heart disease and all these other things, that's the pride that I have. Like being proud to be the 1,000-pound woman.
Well, yeah.
Is that you getting government checks and things like that?
That's an extreme. Fat comes in all different shapes and sizes. Like, if you're still healthy on the inside and you like what you got, work it.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is like when you are so proud of being fat and then like you become like an influencer that you influence like younger generations to like have those unhealthy life standards and say that's just like body positivity.
Yeah, like that's like another kind of messed up thing. Like there's so many like fake influencers and wannabe influencers that are like, if you go to the gym then you're fat phobic, and that's like obviously bullshit, you know. I just want to go to the gym and be a healthier and just make a healthier life for myself. Like, I don't want to be fat. Like, I'm not fat phobic, but I just, when I look at a fat person, I just know that they could be doing something a lot better with their life, you know. So, yeah.
Well, there's some influencers that are fat, but they do work out, you know. On their platform, they're doing yoga and they're dancing, and so they're active, but they're just overweight.
Going back to the thing, it's not like something to be proud of at all, only because, trust me, they would not want to be fat. And they claim, oh no, I'm happy, I'm embracing with what I have. No, if you could look a certain type of way differently, you would choose that over this any other day.
Well, how do you know that they would choose A thinner
Oh.
physique over a
Not necessarily a thinner physique, but you would want to look a little different. I personally know a lot of people that are like that, and deep down they do break down and tell me no, it's just like another way of them trying to make themselves happy. And again, it's totally okay, but it's not something to be proud of.
You know, I don't know. It was a movie like Dodgeball, right? And it was like Ben Stiller character. He's like, if you don't hate yourself enough to do something about it, it's your fault. You know, funny, but it's just one of those things. Like with Lizzo and everything else, she does work out. She does want to lose weight. She knows that's not healthy, but she still has a certain about, like, I am still going to be me, and I'm fabulous no matter if I'm 100 pounds or 400 pounds. I can understand and I can respect that. But she does have to belay the point that her heart is working overload, bouncing that ass up and down.
In a lot of ways, though, bodybuilding, I mean, there's a lot of negatives to what we do, too, that we could be influencing other people negatively, you know, like weighing our food and always caring about every little gram that comes into our mouth and, like,
I'll take that
putting
over
your
that.
entire...
I'll take
Yeah,
one over
like-
the other.
Yeah, like I think what this girl's trying to say is that, you know, you should not be proud of being fat, but like on the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, there's also these influencers and these like elite, like ultra super shredded huge muscle people that are influencing other people that are just starting out working out, or are influencing the younger generation, and they probably don't mean it, but it does send like a message of like, you gotta look like this, and this is good, and this is like what you should attain in life. And if that person doesn't, or if it just takes too long, they might not feel good about themselves, or they just might lose hope in themselves, and then, or something like that, and then they can kind of become depressed and lost that way. And you know, it should be important on both sides. It should definitely be important. Like, you don't need to be a super shredded top level bodybuilder to be happy with your physique, but you should also definitely not be fat and be proud of that. I think you should always try to find the best version of yourself, but just don't go too far with it.
I'll take one over the other. That fat around your heart, that fat around your intestines, around your stomach is dangerous. So taking pride in something that's just killing people like that, okay.
I have considered steroids. 3, 2, 1, go.
Dark side, I go.
I know. I'm ready for this one.
I am so ready for this.
Join for dark side. Yeah, I'm on the dark side, brother.
I think in order to stay highly competitive, especially on the West Coast, it's almost half necessary to start using stuff, because unfortunately to get to the points that people are displaying, you need help.
I definitely agree. I mean, this is a really touchy subject, but with all due respect for people who are natural, who don't obviously take anything, keep going. The sad truth about bodybuilding is everyone you're going against is probably on stuff. I did my first show natural, I won that show, but the second show I got destroyed. And I realized what time it was. Everyone's talking behind stage about this, that. If your goal is to be in that top 1%, to make it to the Olympiad, you're gonna be going against people who are taking a lot of steroids, anabolics, and it's not gonna be a fair battle for you.
Yeah, this kind of depends. Like, if you're a powerlifter, you probably should not be watching this video at all. But for bodybuilders, like, my goal is to build muscle and lose fat. And in the far future, I do want to be a pro bodybuilder, and I do recognize and realize the reality that if that is my goal in the future, and if that's like my career, I probably will have to consider taking steroids. And yeah, it is kind of a controversial subject to around taking steroids, but what's crazy is that what you guys might not have known is that, like, a couple months ago, I legitimately considered taking like PEDs, which are performance enhancing drugs, or steroids, or just stuff like that, because I kind of just thought about it and thought, you know, if I take this, I'll look bigger and that's what I want. So yeah, right now I do not want to take steroids. I'll just try to be natural, build muscle naturally and all that, and then yeah.
And it's not going to be a fair battle for you. It won't be. It makes a huge difference to you, for sure.
Yeah, you do this sport because you want to win, right?
Of course.
You're not going to go on stage just because you want to get second place, third place, last place.
No,
Yeah.
it's too expensive
That's why-
to
that's
just
why-
go on stage for no reason.
Yeah. So I said I respect the people who just want to go on there and be natural.
Yeah.
Respect for you,
And-
do
Well,
that.
that's what they have the natural leagues for too.
Yeah.
There's drug-tested leagues that if you want to be within the people who do not and will not use these things, you can go into the natural league and be tested.
I do completely agree with all that. And again, I compete in the NPC, so that is not drug tested. But I've come a few spots away from my pro card at nationals a few times being completely natural. And I'm not against taking drugs. I understand most people do. For those bigger divisions, it's a necessity. Like, you have to do it. But for bikini, I know that I can make it to that pro level being natural. It's just gonna take me a little bit more time. And I take pride in that because, again, I got into this lifestyle because of the health benefits.
For me, I just never thought about doing that because of like the long-term consequences that it may bring if not accompanied by like a doctor or like a professional. So I always wanted to like stay natural. But like if you're doing it in a healthy and safe way, then you do you, I guess.
I have both experience from both sides, but I remember waiting and thinking about how small I was, and I was thinking about how I couldn't get that leanness, and I remember I wanted to be bigger, and I was thinking in my head, like, I could not freaking wait to find me a drug dealer so I can get on some steroids. Because I wanted to be the biggest, I wanted to be the strongest. And I told anyone else, if you see me and you see me with big muscles, you don't have to worry about asking, you don't have to worry about spreading rumors, because I am definitely 100% on something. It's not abuse. A lot of times when people talk about doing performance enhancing things, they want to talk about the MLB or the NBA, I'm not in any of those things. This is self-care for me to take care of my body and for me to love what I'm doing with it. So it's not like something where you end up having this situation where you have roid rage or you have someone who's angry all the time. A person is an asshole, they're an asshole. It has nothing to do with what they take, so just being real.
And I respect you being so transparent about it because a lot of them just try to say, oh, I'm natural. Like, I did this and you can do this too. And it's just like, no, like, why are you afraid? If you take PEDs, then just say that you do. I don't understand the whole taboo around it, and I think that needs to shift.
But if more people talked about it, it would be less severe. If people were more open about the safety and the care of it. Some people do abuse it, but it's just like when people abuse anything, alcohol, cocaine, drugs, anything, it's just being smart and being educated about it.
Yeah, people who take steroids and lie that they're natural and everything, just tell the truth that you're on steroids. Everyone knows, like Chris Bump said, he's obviously been on steroids, at least in some point in his career. I kind of stand with these guys. I don't think there's any problem with taking steroids as long as you tell the truth and like, yeah, I take steroids. I took the juice. Like, if you're a person of influence that takes steroids, then I think it's like absolutely necessary that you are honest with your audience, because I mean, that's just like a good thing to do, is to be honest with your audience and just try to like sort of educate everyone about it and just try to be safe, because I mean, yeah, it is a drug like alcohol and other stuff, and it can be addictive and it can be abused. So I think it's absolutely important to discuss the harmful effects about it and just be like known about it.
Bodybuilding is good for my mental health. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I have had like instances in my life where I've been like really down and depressed, and so gym and bodybuilding was one of the things that got me through, and it made me like forget my problems and just like focus all my rage and anger towards like hitting new PRs and stuff. So, thank you.
Bodybuilding definitely can be a mental relief to you, you know. That's your only you time where you really get to have when you're going to train. In a way.
You learn your self-worth.
Exactly, exactly,
process.
definitely. Because it's you versus you at the end of the day. That's how this sport is. It's a selfish sport, but it helps you mentally. It builds you up for sure. But the reason why I'm in the agree lane and not in the strongly agree lane is because I can never look at food the same. What's clean and what not. You can no longer just walk into a restaurant, look at a burger and fries and eat that. You know, you're always gonna think, no, that has cheese, that has this. I can't digest that well, you know. But as far as bodybuilding itself, definitely helps you. Yeah. Mostly help.
If it wasn't for bodybuilding, I can say almost undoubtedly that I would not be here right now. I was in a very abusive relationship, verbal, sexual, mental, and I was in a very dark place. And during that time, I started to get into working out, and I noticed like that it was giving me confidence and like an outlet. And the person that I was with was kind of getting intimidated. They told me straight to my face, if you compete, I will break up with you on the spot. You know, that's selling your body for sex. That's what a slut does. And so I didn't end up doing it. And a few months after that, we broke up. And that was probably the worst spot that I was in, coming out of an abusive relationship and like just being empty. Like for that period of time, that was the only person that I knew. And so I was in a dark place and I almost took my own life. And I remember one day I was like sitting in my car and I was gonna drive myself out to the beach and just walk into the ocean.
Yeah.
And that was the day that I was like, you know, I'm gonna say F you to him and do a show. And I dedicated the next 4 months of my life to prepping for the show, and that saved me. It gave me like a purpose. It gave me that independence and that strength again.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I just want to say I'm really glad you're here because I know that, like, what you're feeling. And I've gone through, like, breakup. There were, like, a few instances where I broke down, like, right in the middle of workout. I know it's embarrassing, but, you know, it got me through it.
No, I'm on the same boat with you, man, you know. And it's just a constant battle in your mind, just thinking to yourself. And I'm glad you're here, Sasha, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, mad respect to all these people opening up about that. It's not easy for a lot of people, especially me. I think it was during the pandemic, but 2020, I still can't quite remember it, but 2020 and I think the month of January was probably the worst I've ever felt at all. I was just angry at myself for no reason all the time. I just don't know why I was angry with myself the whole time, but I just was. I don't want to talk about this too much, but yeah, I was just angry about it for, like, I thought being angry at myself made me strong. I feel like it just made me weaker and more angry at myself. Eventually, I did get better. I started going to my school's gym, and I was, like, captivated by working out and everything. Like, every time you try something new and you love it, you know, new problems are gonna come up. Like, you know, like, I really hated myself before I started going to the gym, but you know, once I started feeling good about myself, you know, eventually body dysmorphia can set in and you sort of just strive for perfection. I think you just need to be aware of how you feel about yourself in those kinds of moments, because it can be very dangerous. Yeah, you know. So yeah.
My body is the most important thing to me. 3, 2, 1, go.
obviously my family and God come first, and then there's my body. But especially if it's your dream to make it to the top and everything, it is your business, it is your investment that you gotta take care of constantly.
Same, you know, when I'm on season, when I'm on competition, that's my borrowed time for myself. At 6 months, I'm being the most selfish that I can, you know. I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, I'm not eating out. But once I'm out of prep, then yeah, everything else comes first.
Sometimes those things take a precedent. If I'm in prep, I'm sorry, like I'm not answering the phone. But if I'm out of prep and a friend calls and I was supposed to get a workout in that day, looks like I'm not going to the gym, she needs me. So.
Yeah.
This is my moneymaker. So I'm competing in 3 weeks. So this is everything to me right now. So if I'm hurt or something feels funny, I'm making sure I'm taking special attention to it. People want to go rollerblading or hiking or things like that. I can fall on a rock and scratch and break something before the show and then look like an idiot. So just no, this is the time to be really focused, absolutely zero in on me.
Again, I said this before, I do want to compete and everything and turn pro maybe sometime. So I feel like even right now, I think I said this when they talked about mental health. I feel like I care too much about when I go to the gym, and like if I haven't gone like in the past 3 days, I feel like kind of angsty, I guess, or something like that. Yeah, I just really care about my physique, so I just think to myself, you know, I really got to be at the gym. I really got to put in the work and try and put on some muscle. I know I got to eat my proper meals. I got to get that protein and the carbs in and everything. And, you know, sometimes that kind of just like clouds me and blinds me sometimes, and I just occasionally don't really think about like my family's needs and concerns sometimes. So yeah, I feel bad for that, but you know, yeah.
I feel like you need your body to be healthy in order to have anything else. Of course, mental health is very important as well, but I feel like once you're physically healthy, like your mind could be at ease. We're only given one body, and so I feel like we should take good care of it.
I'm not looking at it from a vanity perspective. I'm looking at it from, my body is my temple, and like nothing feels better than being in shape.
Yeah.
And there's like that quote out there like, oh, like nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like nothing feels as good as making it to the top of that mountain or like kayaking for 6 hours straight and like still being able to keep going. Like it's just such a great feeling.
And that is a wrap.
It's rough.
Yes.
Group photo!
Yeah.
Hold up, I gotta flex with them. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I don't know if I have any closing thoughts. All I can really say is if you're a person who goes to the gym a lot or is probably thinking about starting out the gym, just keep trying to find the best version of yourself. I mean, that's all I can really say, you know, like just be safe and, you know, have fun. That's kind of what all this entire fitness gym community is all about, you know. We're all trying to help each other out, help ourselves out and everything, and really, really strive for the best version of ourselves. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and everything. That means a lot to me, sincerely. Follow me on my social medias, at LucasBub on Instagram and TikTok. That's all I got for you guys, so have a wonderful day. See ya.